What are you doing? Playing a video game? Or do you mean what game am I playing? Itadori asked. No, you special grade dunce. Fushiguro had finally located Itadori after climbing to the fourth floor of a game center located in a tall, narrow structure. Itadori was deep in the fighting game area, at a slight remove from a gathering of hardcore gamers in a corner lined with retro cabinet arcade games with prices starting at 50 yen for 1 credit. Even worse, he was sitting in front of a game that looked particularly dull, even compared to its neighbors. Itadori pursed his lips and launched into an explanation. It doesn't make sense to spend hours wandering around outside, but there are tons of game centers, which is perfect. At least say something before you wander off. I did. Ah. Fushiguro felt a twinge of guilt for tuning out Itadori earlier, so he changed the subject. Anyway, what game is that? Isn't it obvious? It's Combat Corporate Warriors Business Fighter. Combat Corporate Warriors Business Fighter. That's anything but obvious. It's my first time, so I don't know much about it either, said Itadori. The game Itadori had chosen seemed unbelievably boring. Although it was a fighting game, most of the characters looked to be middle-aged company men. They all wore business suits, which made it hard to tell them apart. It only cost 50 yen, but still, that Itadori had chosen this game out of all the games was mind-boggling. No wonder he ate Sukuna's finger, Fushiguro thought. Itadori kept playing. Wanna play? It's a 2-player setup. I refused to pay for that game. Fushiguro frowned as if experiencing something truly distasteful. But one-on-one fighting games are only as fun as your opponent, and playing such a mind-numbing game alone was pointless. Despite Fushiguro's reluctance, Itadori really wanted him to play. Huh? Are you too chicken? Or do you suck at video games, Fushiguro? Afraid you can't beat me? Itadori said. I'm not afraid. I just don't feel like it. If you chicken out, that's a loss by default. A defeat. Are you really fine with that? Play by yourself, said Fushiguro. Come on, I'm begging you. I'll even pay for you, okay? Are you serious? Ugh. Itadori started fishing out some change, but Fushiguro put in his own money and sat at the opposing screen. Perhaps he had crumbled in the face of Itadori's persistence, or maybe he just didn't want to watch him grovel. After all, fighting games are more fun with 2 players than 1. Itadori, who was immensely grateful to Fushiguro for joining, cheerfully selected his character and said, All right, I'm President Yamada. And I'm Subsection Manager Osaki, Fushiguro said. Seriously? That's the default starting character. Well, I mean, he's probably easy to use, so it's perfect for a beginner like you, Fushiguro. Didn't you say this is your first time, too? Well, before you got here, I made it to the 3rd screen in arcade mode, Itadori boasted. Sounds weak to me. The 2 began playing. Take that, Itadori said. In just 15 minutes, I've developed a technique for certain victory. What a short training period, Fushiguro said. Itadori began by attacking with a barrage of business card shuriken, which only required a simple command. Meanwhile, Fushiguro had Subsection Manager Osaki jump to avoid President Yamada's shuriken burst as he closed the distance. Then he executed a sudden dive into a strong kick, which he followed by throwing his opponent against the wall and delivering a flurry of blows. Huh? Hold on, Fushiguro, you got me pinned. No fair! Light punch, medium kick. Fushiguro built up his overtime gauge through a vicious onslaught and then used it to finish off his opponent with the killer technique Fists of Overtime Fury. It was a brilliant victory. No way! What the... Fushiguro, how'd you know that special move? Are you actually good at this game? There's a list of controls over the screen. You cheated, Itadori said. Maybe you're just no good at video games. Well, if I'd known the commands, I wouldn't have lost. Let's play again. One more round. Give me a break, Fushiguro said. Are you really putting in more coins? A full hour later of combat, Itadori had more losses than wins. This has been section 2 of chapter 1 of the Jujutsu Kaisen light novel, Summer of Ashes, Autumn of Dust. I am acting like I do audiobooks for a living. I can probably drop the act now. Oh no, is my voice stuck like this? That's crazy. Anyway, thanks for listening. Keep listening. Appreciate it.